Kanpai. Welcome, weebs, to this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. The week before Christmas, there's only 7 days left. Wait, is it? Yeah, just gonna go with yes. Right. This week
beginning to
we
feel
are
a bit like Kanpai Mass. What?
We'll get you shut up. Right.
What?
So shut up. So this week we're talking about companions in anime, like, you know, tamed,
Tamers.
Untamed, whatever. You're talking about something. I don't really know what the topic is.
I got you. I Digivolve you.
I was going to read that out loud now. It's so much fun. Anyway, so first of all, we're going to go to housekeeping. So, the regular stuff, like, comment, subscribe. We have an audio version, which not only is on Spotify, but is also on the... using the RSS feed below, you can actually link to your favorite Spotify podcast player of choice to be able to listen to the podcast. Oddly enough, no one actually listens to us on Spotify, but from what I gather, it's a lot of work to get people to listen on Spotify, so we ain't got that kind of resource. We also have Discord, we have Patreon, we also do streaming as well, like this. Typically, I stream lots of variety of games with and without Nasuth. Thaylien is completely absorbed by his cat.
Who wouldn't be?
No, put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put the camera back. There we go. Star of the show. Right.
God, look at those eyes. Sorry. Continue.
That's it for housekeeping. So I'm going to hand over to Raina to tell us more about the topic of this week.
She's not very talkative right now. So, this week's topic, I thought of Tamers, as in characters who have companions to fight for them. Much the same way that Nasuth seems to have a companion in Xeno. And gets him
you
to
really
fight
think
for
it's
him
that way
while coding
around?
things. Oh, yes. Definitely.
Okay.
So, so we've got some fairly famous ones out there. Pokemon, Digimon, the actual show called Beast Tamer. Oh, see, Xena, you've chased her off now. And the concept has always been that the main character is more of a uniting force in the series. He's taking on the role of bringing these powerful characters to bear and giving them instructions so that they can do the best, perform the best for the purpose of the show. In Pokemon, that's battling, like cockfighting for children. And in Beast Tamer, it's more of an I was kicked out of the hero's party kind of thing, and you've got to get pride and revenge and all sorts.
So what are we trying to analyze and discover discussing this?
Well, there's a few things. The points that I wanted to cover were things like, why have some of these shows been running for so long? Why do they seem so popular? For example, Pokemon and Digimon have been running since early 2000s, and I've got has Pokemon been running since the before then? Is it
Oh yeah, it's been running since the 90s. Yeah.
Yes.
I think Digimon has too.
Technically, but Digimon's taking breaks and things.
True.
The shows are over 20 years old in concept, and yet they keep coming up. There's other older ones like Monster Rancher, which took the same kind of idea, and but gave it more of an isekai twinge than Digimon did, by having the guy literally thrown into a fantasy world and having to tame monsters over there. And yeah, they seem to have an abiding and almost childish appeal. So there's that aspect of them. There's also the others where they get used more of as an excuse. One of the shows we don't have in the system that I did try to get in, but I don't know, it didn't really work, was Slime Tamer, which is an isekai, where the character is made more powerful by having the only monster he tames is slime, but it's a slime that he can do special taming techniques with because he's an isekai person and has some weird interactions with the world. But then there's others that do seem to count, but don't take themselves as seriously, like Campfire cooking, where the weak guy has managed to find himself a very strong companion, but of course it's more of a slice of life comedy, so there isn't much of an adventure aspect to it in that respect. So the question there is having the character be weaker than the monsters that he tames strictly necessary? I brought up before the show started Farming Life in Another World, which is yet another one we don't have on system, and I blame Xeno.
I mean, you could have got this set up 5 minutes before we do to start recording, but
neglecting the idea that he just keeps leaving his database off and everything, so I can't access stuff.
He's talking shit out of his ass. He doesn't know which
anyway.
one. He lies.
Things like Farming Life in Another World or Reincarnated Slime, where they're still collecting all these characters to fight the battles for them because they would rather make their friends strong, but they are unilaterally stronger than everyone else. So which of these is done better? Which of them is a better concept? And why do people overall seem to prefer the Pokemon and Digimon style?
Because everyone wants their pets to come to life and fight for them. Duh.
Actually,
that's a very good point.
No, I argue that the reason why Pokemon and Digimon succeed where most don't is actually because of the video game tie-ins.
Let's start there. Let's start there. With Pokemon, with Digimon. Let's go for Pokemon first as a topic, really. Pokemon is extremely popular. It's decades in the industry and tells a very simple story that for some reason the writers of the anime refuse to let the main character be a proper main character and win his actual tournaments. He has to he fails at every tournament until the one last year. And he's been 10 years old for 24 years.
Was it
last year or was it 2023?
I'm not sure. I think it's very recent.
It's very recently that he finally won, became a Pokemon master, and made a cameo later on in other things.
Is he older? Or does he...
Oh,
2022!
November 2022!
There you
go. So that's 3 years. All right. So he's now the monarch. Yeah. So, and since then, he has actually made a couple of cameos.
No, me too, Psyduck. Me too.
Anyway,
for those listening in, Psyduck is being Psyduck, and this is 100% on his side.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
so and Xena, you argue that's because of all the tie-ins, right?
So yeah, I feel that
because Digimon only has a card game, whereas Pokemon has started from video games.
No.
Nasuth, that's completely bollocks. They had the little Tamagotchi buggers.
Oh, Tamagotchis don't count. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, what's it called? Also, no, they got loads and loads of video games. They got I'd argue potentially more games than fucking
Digimon
Pokemon.
video games. Let's see. There are. Oh God. Let's see. Digimon World, Digimon World 2, Digimon 4, Digimon World Data Sport, Digimon World Championship, Digimon Redigitized Decode, Next Order International Edition, and those are just for that one Digimon World series. There's also the Digimon Story series, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in the series.
Looks like the last game that came out was... Oh, no, there was one in 2025.
1, 2, 3,
yeah, it was 4, 5,
6.
But before that, it was 2018.
6 different fighting games called Digimon Rumble and versions of. Spin-off card-style battlers on... The earliest one that I can know of was like the 1998 Sega Saturn game.
I think...
All right, fair enough.
And
so a large part of me feels that, like, realistically, it's like how you see so many anime and things like this, where they stop at a crucial point in the hope that people will then go and continue to pick up the manga, right? So so like I picked up One Punch Man because of where season 1 stopped. I picked up Dan because of where season 2 stopped. I picked up Berserk because I was dragged to watch
the various versions.
If only there were audio manga.
If only, but for the clinically blind, but I genuinely think that fuck off. I can read anyway.
But I'm also dyslexic.
So can I, but I don't want to. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Anyway,
it's gonna be one of those shows.
Him being but I genuinely feel that the main reason why Pokemon and Digimon are as successful as they are is exclusively because of the video games. Because, like, Ash letting go his Pokemon is, like, the biggest bugbear I ever have whenever it comes to Pokemon.
So it's just wholesome. Like, the kids love it.
Fuck it. No, the kids don't. The kids are screaming, going like, why did you let Charizard go, you bloody bellend?
Nah.
Right? You're bloody useless. Oh my god, you got one of the best Pokemon in the...
It's like all those movies. It's like Free Willy, right? Where he has to tell the whale to get out of here, or any other movie like that.
Where things go back to the wild. This is why the story of Red is way better than the story of Ash.
League's better.
League's better. So he actually becomes the Pokemon League champion. He has all the powerful Pokemon, and he then, after becoming the champion, goes up to the top of a mountain to be the final challenge for the next game.
Right.
And he put that into an anime as well.
Yeah.
Still, that does actually the things, content updates. In that,
what do you mean?
The games release new Pokemon, right? And so the anime always has fresh material of things to interact with and people. It doesn't matter whether the characters are the same.
You can only carry 6 Pokemon with you at a time. Yeah. Come on.
Hold up. They might be the same cookie cutter NPCs they meet every time, but they can have these different Pokemon. They can have these different interactions, and fans want to see the new Pokemon that they have in the game animated.
Are you really going to stick your Charizard in the computer and never touch it again because you've got 17 new Pokemon that you got to deal with now? Or are you going to let it go?
I'm really interested to see what people's opinions are, because when I was able to pick up and play the game, I basically never went back to the anime. Right? Like, it's like, no, I get to live the story I want to live. I get to play the game, have a good experience, make sure that I cram a box full of as many Caterpies as possible. It's you get to self-insert to a level in which the anime would never ever allow, right? And I feel that is probably a huge driving factor for Pokemon's production, is not to have kids come back and play to watch the series over the playing the game. I genuinely think it's a case of like, yeah, the anime is a gateway drug to playing the games or buying the TCGs or, you know, stuff like that. Because it is the most, it is Pokemon that's the most profitable.
I mean, they did a whole
IP.
episode of South Park about it and how profitable it is and how it's basically just a load of nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good, that was such a good episode. Oh, you Americans have a very large penis.
Ignore him.
Well, that's what the episode. Okay.
I tried.
The point being that I think I will agree with you, Xeno, that because they keep constantly updating and they can keep the anime going, and that people watched the anime mostly as children before they got into the games.
Yeah.
And I think it's a rolling update in the same sense that children watch Pokemon. I say children, but there's more adults because they still play Pokemon from the originals.
Like, again, I'm really intrigued to know. I wish we had like a younger community as well, because one of the things that does not appeal to me in the newer generations of Pokemon games is how much they are trying to push the whole visual aesthetic of it, how they are trying to, I suppose, remove the surprise mechanics. Like, one of the most appealing things of Pokemon to me is you run around in the tall grass. Is it the Pokemon you want?
Battles.
Yeah, the random battles, right? You get to choose where you're having this fight. But think of it this way. If you get to physically see all the Pokemon in the environment, which is the direction the game is now in, or the games, plural, are in, if you can physically see them, you avoid them, right? Which then chops out the vast majority of the game.
I never really played Pokemon.
Really easy for shiny farming by that metric as well.
Sorry, I missed both of the statements there.
That also makes it very easy for shiny farming at that metric, because you can literally see the shinies ahead of time.
Yes. For everyone's benefit, there are versions of every Pokemon, which are shiny versions of them, which is like a 1 in 2,000 or 4,000 chance of getting one. And it has better base stats, which makes it a better Pokemon to blah, 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 blah. But it's a really hard chance of actually getting them, which is why the vast majority of the people that actually farm them are using ROMs, so they could just quick reload before they're about to get it, so on and so forth. Sorry, Nasuth, you had a point.
Oh, well, see, so I never really got into Pokemon or Digimon or pretty much any taming anime sort of thing. Thaylien, you flipped your camera accidentally. But I can kind of relate to this idea because I played Lufia and Lufia 2, which were Nintendo, I think NES and SNES respectively. They might have both been SNES. Either way.
Right.
And in the first game, it was all random encounters, right? Everything, no matter whether you were on the overworld or in a dungeon, it was always random encounters.
Sure.
And hilariously enough, there was an item that I used accidentally. No, I was wearing an item that made it so when I drank, I used an item that was supposed to keep enemies away, and instead attracted them all to me, and I had no fucking clue what was going on. But in Lufia 2, they changed that. So on the overworld, it was random encounters, but in the dungeons, you could see the enemies, and they would only move when they would move around the map, but they would only move when you move. So it became super easy to avoid them, and so I can relate to that. It definitely does feel different and potentially worse.
So, like, I'd be interested to know, from a younger audience's perspective, how many kids, like, watch the series, go to play the games, and then potentially come back to the series. Because I do feel that, like, when you started off with Pokemon, it was a one-way system. But I think the last one I played was Sword and Shield, which was so damn short. I was like, wait, is that the end of the game? What the fuck? So, right, okay. Is there any further points we want to make about Pokemon and Digimon and the likes?
No, it's not specifically Pokemon. I would say moving on to Digimon then. Because Digimon did take the breaks, didn't it?
Yes.
Digimon only updated with a show when
they had a story to tell.
It had something cool. So it had a cool story to tell, as it were, or a cool new situation it could put its characters in. There's also the simple difference between Digimon and Pokemon, which is all the Digimon evolve into hot people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, meanwhile in Pokemon, only Renamon did.
God of War. Hang
on.
Renamon
is...
Pokemon.
Renamon's Digimon.
Never mind.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, Nasuth.
So they all seem to end up as hot people, which is definitive fan service. Especially confusing because the main characters in the original one, once they introduced the original ones like Angelwoman and Lady Devimon, were all like tweens at most.
Yeah.
Well, again, I
think
on
screen. Look at her on the screen. Look at you. And the little flower next to her evolves into a freaking literal fairy that uses
Isn't it a giant cactus first?
It's a giant cactus with boxing gloves.
And then it turns into a tiny little fairy.
Yeah. It's Mega Evolution. It's like a fairy.
Yeah, Pokemon Evolutions kind of makes sense.
With flower cannons or something.
Digimon Evolutions make zero sense.
No.
But the other side of this is that with Pokemon, they have a set evolution line.
Yeah.
With Digimon, it's down to a lot of conditions, a lot of factors and things like, how happy they are. Do they have the right items? When are they evolving? What time of day? So on and so forth.
Yeah. There's also a whole load of things. Most of the shows come out when they come up with a new way of evolving.
Yeah.
So the original one was with the Digivices that you did that, and they topped that series off by doing Mega Evolution. They went through Champion, Ultimate, then Mega Evolutions, where they put all the power into the Digivices using their crests. So it was nice little accessories the kids could buy. That would have the little like Tamagotchi things, so you keep your Digimon in them, and then the crest to show which team you were on, basically. Then I think the next one that really took off was when they were using cards and they wanted to highlight the Digimon card game. And so
Tamers?
No, I'm telling a lie. It was the second series was where they invented armor digivolving, where they had eggs of armor that, because regular digivolving was being limited by some plot device, some MacGuffin. Right. And so the only way they could get more power was to have eggs of power that literally gave them armor.
Oh god, yeah.
The Pokemon. Yes, this was the series where the original protagonist, Tai, passed down his goggles to the second protagonist. So it was like a direct successor. They even had returning cast members as part of the new Digidestined.
Yeah.
But then they moved them into the real world. That's where they invented Renamon.
That's
such an icon.
I think Tamers, which is the fourth season.
I think so.
I think.
Yeah. And the Digivices had card readers. So you swiped a card down the side of it to give them more speed, more strength, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then eventually could cause them to digivolve with that. And they kept moving on. So the movie introduced the idea that the two Mega Digimon could fuse together into a stage 2 Mega, and all these other things. So they always brought something in that would be the new thing.
Oddly enough, to me, Digimon is a better show, concept, IP, what have you, than Pokemon, because each show, each game, each whatever was its own definitive set of rules. Whereas with Pokemon, and especially the games, they come up with all sorts of weird and wonderful shit that exists for that game and then do not exist again. Things like Mega Evolutions, things like Dynamaxing, things like... And it's just like, you're treading Digimon's territory here, Pokemon, but you've established that you wouldn't do that for so damn long, it feels like you're running out of ideas.
Oh, yes. It's almost like that contrast. Digimon are random in their evolutions, in how their evolution turns out, but they are
not in how they achieve
in their storytelling.
Yeah.
Whereas Pokemon is not consistent in either its sources or its regions or its evolution stuff over time, because it changes it up for each new game and doesn't keep it. And then there's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like,
Actually,
if you have with a card that has fucking 16 fucking paragraphs on it that says, like, if you have a Flagon the Destroyer in your deck, you may do X, Y, Z, and then special summon
Pot of Greed.
So and so, Gottfried the Destroyer, but only if such is on your left side of your playing field. And
man, I didn't know Raina was so opinionated about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Here's a question for you: does Yu-Gi-Oh! Fall into this Tamer category? Because
not at first, but yes.
Yeah, because like a part of me feels that the card game itself, the stuff that is in real life, I don't think comes anywhere near what the show is, because the cards start having feelings and emotions and what was
to explain for the viewers at home, if you haven't seen the later Yu-Gi-Oh! Original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series,
why would you?
Went on for quite a while. The trick was that once they discovered the full memories of Yami Yugi, the Egyptian king, they found out that using a power that's inside everybody, you could actually summon your cards into real life as real entities.
Oh my god!
Using the power of Ba. Yes, really. So literally, Yugi could summon the card effects in real life, and so could other people. And they eventually outgrew the need for Yami and became an incredible card player in and of himself. Gaining all the confidence and using his own bar to summon monsters. So yes, there is a Tamer element to it after that point.
Well, oddly enough, one thing that I think is, I gotta say this, disgusting, is the fact that Thaylien likes to joke about how with Digimon, like the Digimon evolve into hot, attractive girls. The fan service in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, much later on, gets way, way worse. There's a... I'll try and get it for Nasuth, but there's a sort of like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Episode. What if it was played in modern day card game rules? Yeah, Nasuth, you may have watched it with me, but it was like, yeah, all the characters were like, where are their clothes? But yeah, it's I think it was like one of the first fights, which was between like Yugi and Weevil Underwood, but you get the idea. Anyway, Nasuth's struggling to try and find the
18 times Yu-Gi-Oh! Was censored for American audiences. That sounds great.
Oh yes.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. Gotta get rid of that boob cleavage. Shadow Realm is totally made up. Guns rendered out to look like pointing fingers.
Yep.
What you want to do is look at some of the card art specifically, because they have censored a lot of the card art to remove things like not even nudity, but perceived nudity. So
Harpies
one of
had
the cards
body
is,
armor
like,
painted
it's
on
called-
them and nipple armor removed.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a specific card I think called Hot Spring, right, where there's a bunch of like ogre type women in a hot spring, and the Western release of the card puts bikinis on all of them. Not swimsuits on all of them, even though nothing is physically showing.
Law.
And that kind of thing. There's some weird ones. So there's some real satanic panic ones as well, where demon cards, for example, with like upside down crosses are edited out to make them look at something entirely different. So for the American audiences, specifically the ones with where they know that there's going to be going down to America, it's quite noticeable in many cards.
In America,
but still, it does get weird in Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of their cards, a lot of their most powerful cards, the artists decide to bring in quite a lot of fan service.
Should we move on to something else?
All right. So the show that actually inspired this discussion was Beast Tamer. Now, Beast Tamer is a show I watched here for the cast about a year and a half ago. And this is a kind of a standard fantasy I was kicked from the hero's party kind of thing. And our main character is literally his role is Beast Tamer. And for the party, what he did was he literally would use his power over animals to scout ahead, to call strong beasts to carry their burdens, and like summon swarms of monster wasps and things to defend them when they're being overwhelmed. Yeah, he would use an awful lot of good tricks to help them, but of course, because he's only a beast tamer, not a warrior or a mage or anything else, the hero in this particular case thinks that he's not pulling his weight. He thinks that any beast tamer could do that. Turns out he's some kind of ultimate beast tamer, and his adventure starts with the character on screen, who is... So in this world, the cat girls all have super strength. They're the strongest physical fighters in the world. And they're called cat spirits. So they're a literal ultimate species, as it were. And he uses his power he meets one, they get on really well, and she offers to become one of his tamed beasts to see if she can grow stronger with him commanding her. And amazingly, he's able to actually tame her. Amazingly in the world, completely obviously in terms of the plot. Right? He also picks up a dragon girl and a pair of fairy twins, and I believe an elf or something like that. They have. He builds himself a complete new adventuring team with, frontline fighter, mage, support characters
with blackjack and hookers. Yeah.
Yes. But the trick with him is that he gets stronger with every one of them that he tames. So it was completely unnoticeable when he was just taming like wild rabbits to help gather herbs for him. But when it's when it's beasts this strong, like a literal dragon, he gains physical strength, magic power, the ability to use support magic, things that he wasn't able to do before, and becomes superhuman in his own right. Literally on the screen is him being challenged to an arm wrestling thing, and he literally throws the guy through a wall. It's one of those things of, should the main character be as powerful or more powerful than everybody else just because he's a tamer?
genuinely, not to slice this conversation in half, I think that the power of the Tamer should be independent of the beasts.
I agree.
Okay.
There's another example of this.
A more interesting narrative is when the leader has to be a strategist and not just another fighter along with the animals that do the creatures that do the fighting for him.
Yeah. I mean, compare that to the idea of Pokemon, where you are always the tactician behind the Pokemon, giving them commands. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Zima, you wanted to make a comparison.
Yeah, the comparison here is Black Summoner, right? So this show, along with Black Summoner, they're not too different. If I had to pick one, it would be 100% Beast Tamers. But I hate the Summoner class or the Tamer class or whatever. There's always some weird class which is treated as, but this is the weakest class, right? Like, this is the most dog shite class in existence.
The weakest sage with the strongest crest.
And it's just like...
We know that one was supposed to be, because it was actually a strong crest, but everybody pretended it wasn't stupid in that century.
But the whole point is that with shows where a specific class is treated as dog shite, but in reality it's like they are so paper thin as a narrative. And then, like, at least with Beast Tamer, he got stronger from the creatures he tamed, right? With
that's fair.
Black Summoner, they became loyal to him because he was stronger than them, right? So what's the fucking point? He doesn't gain strength because they're in his party. He just becomes a powerhouse because he's bossing like all these boss characters around, and it's just like it's such a bad.
Sounds a lot like Shield Hero, actually.
Might as well be Einzel Down.
Like again, the other side of it is the fact that it suffers the stereotypical isekai rot, where if you're going to have a class skill system, right, use fecking numbers. Do not use letters, right? Like, so basically, he's able to like level up his skills and shit like this. But he gets like, he's got an S rank hide presence, right? But the the adventurer has got an A rank notice, so his hide presence is better than the notice, or the find person hiding or whatever. So he's able to, like, I'm like, this is some random D&D bullshit. But what happens when you have both of them at S rank? Oh, no, it's fine because he has double S rank. Like, no, just go for a fucking numbering system, because then there is no indicative cap, right?
It's like
he's level 99 squared.
No, so if you taking that to just a thing, is from last season.
He's level 20 factorial.
Lord of Mysteries.
Right.
So, Lord of Mysteries is literally has a whole load of routes to power, right?
Yeah.
But they're literally capped. There's 9 ranks, and you start at 9, and then you go up to rank 1, and at rank 1, you gain a power that's equivalent to a god.
Right.
And there are we see the powers of ranks 9, 8, and 7 in the show.
Yeah.
And 7 is a point where you start becoming superhuman and do ridiculous things. Yeah. So so they're actually quite clear, like, power things with that number ranking. right?
Yeah.
And they don't have direct counters. There's no like.
But what if you go beyond number one?
Rank. Nobody has, so nobody can. Yet.
But what if you did?
And
would you be 0? Would you be -1?
No. You'd be God.
I think in that sort of system it makes more sense. Even I think even for a letter system, if somebody surpasses the current blank rank, right, then everyone else just moves down a letter. Essentially, they become the new A class or S class, and everyone who was previously S class becomes A class. I think that's the way. That's the only way that it makes sense if you're going to do it that way.
Yes, this is why I prefer things like the game systems of Pokemon, where power has a cap. You can literally only get like a certain number of stat points in anything, and it's not about clashing one person with another. It's playing to somebody's weaknesses or strengths, or whether they have some function.
How good you are at rock paper scissors
exploits an opponent weakness. Yeah, it's rock paper scissors, but also about bluff, because some Pokemon, for example, have different abilities that are more effective against something they wouldn't seem to be. You know, so like, we saw it in the actual original series of Pokemon when Ash is actually at the Pokemon League and against a plant type, which is taken out Pikachu, it's taken out fire types. He pulls out Muck, who's just the only thing about Muck being there is that he's super resistant to plant types.
How did we get here? I feel we strayed from what you were trying to say.
This is going from that that system. I prefer systems where there are hard caps and you have to think, as opposed to just going up the A, B, C letter ranking, much like Xeno doesn't like them.
But I think the point of bringing up Black Summoner was to point out how this character is strong independent of his creatures, whereas the other one is only strong because of his creatures.
I'm fine with if we had it in the system, I'd put it up, which is a farming life in another world, where our main protagonist does get stronger independent of the community he is building, but likewise his community is also strong.
That's actually probably closer to what Shield Hero was trying to do, because Naofumi does get stronger and his summons also get stronger because his companions get stronger because they're linked to him, but they're all working together to get stronger towards a common goal.
I think that's the thing, though. It's like there's a difference with Farming Life in Another World, where it is a community, right, as opposed to a master-servant relationship, right?
Yes.
So
they're not minions; they're companions.
And again, I think a lovely example of this is Campfire Cooking in Another World. Right?
Yes.
It's like, yes, technically our main character has tamed his companions, but that's only because, well, technically it's like the I'm sure you have this over there in the
who's tamed, because Sui's just adorable.
No. So he forms contracts with all of them, right? But I think you get this over in the States, Nasuth. But like, you know, my family, we have not adopted cats. The cats have adopted us.
Oh yeah,
right.
The cat delivery system. It's called.
Yeah. Yeah, they turn up and they're like, you know, oh, this is my home now, and I'm glad that you've been keeping it for me, right? And to me, that is a sort of relationship that's here in Campfire Cooking in Another World. It's the fact that they, right, you know, oh yes, you could tame me, right? I'll let you tame me because you're the one that's feeding me, right?
That seems to be the relationship between cats and humanity in general, as opposed to like dogs and humanity.
Yeah.
Now, that's probably how dogs started off early out when they were still mainly wolves.
Yeah.
And they would like, it was a mutually beneficial reason for them to hang out.
But that's the relationship.
Yeah.
That has been, that is part.
It's mutually beneficial.
His skill, his ability is, he is taught some things by his animal companions, and he has blessings up the wazoo from the deities, which is, again, the part of the show that I hate the most.
But only if they feed him. Only if he feeds them.
If he feeds them. But the interesting part is, though, that his ability is not in any way, shape, or form related to his companions, right? Which I honestly think is like the better way of doing it.
So basically, Monster Girl Doctor.
So you want them to be independent of their summons or their minions' powers, but you also want them to be working together towards a mutual community goal, sort of thing.
They don't have to work. So first off, 100%, yes, they have to be independent, right? Just like in Pokemon, just like in Digimon, just like in
but not like in Black Summoner.
No. Black Summoner's trash for many, many different reasons.
Okay, so you would say that part of Black Summoner is good, but it's not enough. There are other parts of it that are just too trashy to overcome it. Yeah?
Well, okay, so the problem is with Black Summoner, comparing that to, I really wish we had Farming Life in Another World, right? Farming Life in Another World does not set any boundaries. It does not set any, these are the things that can and cannot be done. He is trying to live, he's trying to be a slice of life, right? He's trying to live a normal life in this world he has no idea about, with his magic tool that allows him to do various different, farming jobs, so on and so forth, and build a community, right? Black Summoner is just trying to be, for lack of a better term, a dick, right? He is your stereotypical, I'm a powerhouse player. He's like Kirito. He's a self-insert Kirito character. It is boring as all hell, right? And that's what I don't like. Yeah, I'm getting distracted too by,
so cute.
Thaylien
so goddamn cute. Anyway.
But yeah, so that's what I don't like about Black Summoner versus A Farming Life in Another World. This is where Nasuth goes, sorry, I lost all of that conversation because I got distracted by the cat.
No, I picked it up.
Cool.
Something I will point out just before we get into the next one is Ash Ketchum always wanted to say he wanted to be the strongest Tamer, strongest Pokemon master. But did we ever stop to realize that he actually is incredibly strong physically?
No, just don't make any of these stupid jokes, right?
I mean, because he literally runs while holding a Larvitar, which is several hundred kilograms.
Well, the whole tone of Pokemon is very cartoony, where violence, like Team Rocket, the amount of times that Team Rocket blasts off again, and it should kill them. It's very Tex Avery. It's very Looney Tunes in that regard.
But no, what I mean is literally like Pidgeotto, right? As a Pokemon, flying Pokemon, it's a bird, but it weighs half of what I weigh, and he holds his arm out and supports it on his wrist.
Yeah, because again, very cartoony. Physics don't matter.
Exactly. So, there's a bit of independent power there.
Physics only matter when it's funny.
Yes.
Anyway.
So, moving on to the thing is that for independently...
I think that's actually another good...
skills.
I think that's actually another good difference between Pokemon and Digimon, is Digimon tries to play it a little more realistically. Like, these kids are actually in danger.
Yeah, they are definitely still children and are in danger.
Whereas Pokemon, it's just cartoon fun.
Anyway,
this is why I want to bring up Monster Girl Doctor, because this guy obviously has a specific skill.
This is not for kids,
and yet he manages to. Well, you can see him right there taming a centaur. I'll drink to that, Rose. Oh, Zeno, you did not bet these.
No, we did. This is fine.
Okay, all right, yeah. So he
it's the best you're going to get with this show anyway.
That's true. With monster girls. And even has a teacher who is a monster girl. And yet his skill is in being a surgeon. A general practitioner and surgeon. And he utilizes the skills of the people around him to best effect in emergency situations. Using the centaur's strength in combat. Using the skill of the Arachne girl to create weavings, making sure that the harpy is specifically able to go far and fast to the best of her ability for message sending. It's all to the idea that he is more of a tactician in the moment when there's action he's doing, but he's completely independent in what he's actually doing. He is being a doctor at all times. And the people around him have their own goals and they have their own talents that he wants to make them really good at, if he can.
This image is actually not as pervy as it looks, surprisingly.
No, it's definitely not.
It's one of the few.
He's as a doctor, he's medically palpating to diagnose a problem. This one
is as dirty as it looks. Yeah.
Yes. She has got her man and she's taking him home.
I can't really comment on this since I haven't. This is one I haven't even come close to watching.
I do not feel like this is a show that comes close to taming or anything like this. I do not feel like this is a show that should be in this episode, because everyone is their own individual. Everyone is their own, there's... Yeah, I mean, this is closer to a harem than it is...
It is. On the other hand, when we were discussing this before the episode, we did come up with how Journey to the West kind of had this tamer aspect to it. Because
I was going to say, you can have individuals, and individual beings who are still forced to be tamed in a way. Servants?
Servants of the main character in Journey to the West is the monk. And he's and it works that way. The same exact process for Inuyasha, where Kagome
Inuyasha himself is a wild beast, a free spirit. He's been he's been trapped for 100 years or whatever, but
and he's bound to Kagome with a command that she can cause him to, not. In the case of the Monkey King, the band around his head would shrink and cause him pain. Yeah. In Inuyasha's case, he's told to sit, and he must sit. Because he's a dog. He's a good dog, sometimes.
So, he can't even try to run away because she'll just make him sit over and over and over and over and over again until he gives up.
Yep. Yes. It's like gravity bombing him into the ground.
Now, he does eventually kind of come around to her side of things, but...
Oh, yeah.
That only shows how he's been tamed. She has tamed him into obedience and working with her.
Absolutely, brought him around to her side, and they even have further, actual nice relationships going forward as well.
Yeah.
Friendship blooming into trust,
into romance, really.
With the other characters as well. They bring in literally a very young fox spirit. Who does my thumb taste good, Raina?
Shippo's kind of annoying, to be honest, but
yeah, and they do bring in more characters and do try to have an actual adventuring team there as well. But that's the same kind of thing, really, is that the main character is drawing individuals to her that would normally not get along and would normally have their own differences, and their goals would move them in different directions, but they are now accomplishing them together, specifically because of her.
I don't know that I fully agree with that. I'm 100% on board with her taming Inuyasha, because he really doesn't want to do any of this, at first anyway. But the others all have reasons to be on this journey, and so they just, like, yeah, they're disparate people who end up realizing because of her that their goals align, but they would still be working towards it with or without her. Whereas Inuyasha wouldn't be.
Yeah, and that's similar to Journey to the West as well, because Monkey King would definitely not be doing any of that if he had the choice.
Yeah, so I think that's the difference here. So the rest of the team might be kind of like the Monster Girl Doctor situation, but Inuyasha himself, much more of a tamed creature.
But don't forget, Nasuth, you wouldn't know because you haven't seen, but don't forget, as you know, that in Monster Girl Doctor, the Arachne was literally the antagonist for for a bit when she was introduced, and she was brought in as a counterpoint to the Lamia.
I disagree with that entirely. I have watched the series recently. The Arachne was just like, oh, shiny thing, like shiny thing. I want shiny thing. I will steal shiny thing. That's all it was.
God damn, look at the Shomaru. Oh, he's such a pretty boy.
He's such a beautiful man.
Anyway.
Sashimaru. Many a young anime fan's first awakening.
Anyway.
The other one that's very much like this, in my opinion, is, just to get it out of the way, because these are the only two that I brought to the table, is Bastard. And that's, again, a very similar situation to Inuyasha, where our main character, our main protagonist, as it were, is actually an evil, dark god sort of entity who wants to rule the world and all that sort of stuff. But he's bound inside of another person so that he can only come out sometimes. And when he does, he's completely under the control of our female lead. And so he's forced to work for the good guys. And eventually, in second season, he starts wanting to work for the good guys instead of feeling like he's forced to. So it's honestly a very similar situation to Inuyasha in that regard. And there's even other people that get drawn in around them that are working towards the same goal as our hero, but would be doing it with or without him. It's just that they can't do it nearly as well as he can. A lot more boobies, though. A lot more boobies than
there is a lot
than Inuyasha.
And that's the real reason why Nasuth watches Bastard.
Yeah.
Bastard. Many an anime fans' first awakening.
It's really weird. I don't really like fan service, but there's something about this show that doesn't bug me.
Sure, Nasuth.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you want to take it now?
Well, there's only a few shows that we've got that, and one of them is a bad example with That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. And the reason this one's a bad example, of course, is because even he's going around and adopting other monsters, right? But for story purposes, he is 100% the strongest being in any given situation, barring, I think, 4 specific times that they do it, because his actual story in the manga has him scaling up to literal universe-spanning gods with powers that affect time and space. So it's a proper power scaling isekai where the problem goes all the way to the point of the beings that control the entire universe he's in.
Damn.
So the kind of power that
doesn't sound anything like Beauties and Gazebos. Are you sure you're talking about the same show?
Yeah, no. So the power you see him gain in the anime, the power that means that he spends far too much time in gazebos, because naturally, when you're that powerful and you want to pretend that there is actually some plot going on, you have to have lots of meetings instead of actually going out and kicking ass.
I don't know. Kaiju number 8 managed to have lots of meetings while kicking ass.
What is the screenshot?
What the fuck?
Okay. All right.
I've seen this Bugs Bunny cartoon.
In this one, yeah. So in this show, it starts off with the fact that, very simply, naming a monster gives them power, and it gives them power based on your own power, right? So you have to have a certain amount of, say, magical ability before you can actually properly name another monster, or if you are a monster. And this probably comes from the old legend of any monster that's powerful enough to gain a reputation and gain a name is a monster that's worth fearing. You know? But in this show, if you literally give a monster a name, they gain power. So when he goes out and names the goblins and actually gives them individual names, it drains his mana reserves and literally gives them an evolution to come, rather than just regular goblins. They become hobgoblins, or even further.
Hobgoblins.
When he names the Kirin, they become Oni, and so on. Or is it the other way around? He names the Oni, they become Kirin. Something like that. So he's there building up his forces. He's literally going out to try and make this world he's in better for all the monsters, all his new friends, and build a village for them. But the only reason he can do that is because he's literally incredibly powerful because of all the abilities he absorbs and generates from absorbing new ones.
I'm going to be honest. I feel like this show is one step removed from Remonster, and we all know
one step is a very important step, though. in the fact that there is absolutely no aggressive Bond merger. Okay, that is a very important, a very key divergence between the two plots here, and I just want to make that absolutely clear.
But it's a weak step, right? Like this to me does not justify Reincarnated as a slime as any good, because in all honesty, first off, all the female characters getting hypersexualized just by giving them a name is no. It's
there's
which ones don't?
Well, the other one that claims to be absolutely in love with him from the Oni race, who just becomes a shrine maiden. She doesn't have any sexualization to her. She just becomes a cute pink-haired girl.
I'm pretty sure shrine maidens totally do it for some people.
The same way that nuns are sexualized.
She's fully clothed and doesn't feature in I think she does one hot springs.
I'm pretty sure there is a fetish out there.
Most of the goblin girls just become regular women.
Sure. Right. Well, all the lizard girls, right? They have muzzles. They have they just become hot.
The Dragonutes. Half the Dragonutes become girls. Half the Dragonutes stay as lizard people.
It's honestly, but it's anyway. The
none of the orc girls become hot.
There are no orc girls.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I thought you were going to say it's in the manga.
But I feel that this show is it's trying to appeal to like a civilization building demographic, like show we've mentioned it a few times now, like Farming Life in Another World. Like, you know, again, I'd even say Monster Girl Doctor. Like that's all about, you know, cutting a civilization to this really abhorrent world and everything. But with
slime.
With that time I got reincarnated as a slime, I do believe like the number of followers he has does influence his performance and ability. And it's just like I really enjoyed the first season of this, but it very quickly took a downward turn towards the end of the first season. And I'm like, okay, well at least it's the end of the season that this has happened, not like halfway through it. But like the second season and things, it just became nauseating, and like I didn't even bother finishing the second season because it was just, you know, as Loz loves to put it, it's just meetings in gazebos.
Xeno gets enough meetings at work. He doesn't need more in gazebos.
Well, basically, you're not far off of it. Like, what's the fucking point of me watching this when, you know, it's nothing like the first season in the slightest, right? And I'm all for building civilizations and things like this, but I'd much rather it. This is a similar problem I have with Dr. Stone, actually. You should show your workings, not just here's the end result, right? You know, show how they're able to learn to use a sawmill. Show their iterations on improving how sawmills work. Show how it used to be manual labor before it went into some form of automation.
That is, from the little bits I've seen, that is something good they do with Farming Life in Another World. Is like over time you can see how his village, his little village is building up and getting bigger, and you know he builds a house, and then he starts working on an addition. I think it's for a bath, steam bath or something, or an outhouse or something like that. Because I've seen I working for doing Notice Me Senpai stuff. I've seen clips of that one where and you're saying that would make Slime Isekai so much better is if they showed that sort of stuff, those steps.
Like at one point in time they're building an aqueduct, right?
Classic case of show don't tell.
So in Farming Life, you see him starting the aqueduct, and then he actually gets distracted and starts working on something else, right? And when one of the groups actually moves to the village and things, they see the map that he's been putting together. They ask, "What's this?" It's like, well, I kind of started an aqueduct, but I never finished it. Because it was always more beneficial for me to just go get some water by hand, you know. But now that the community is growing so massive, it makes more sense to actually have a reservoir and thus an aqueduct and so on and so forth. So it's a really interesting narrative with Farming Life in Another World. But again, it's like this in Farming Life in Another World, it's treating a community as individuals, whereas with Reincarnated as a Slime, it's treating a community as mindless drones, like you would see in a strategy game and things like this. You know, it's like, oh, that's just Protoss Zealot number 7. That's just Terran Marine number 13. It's like, you know, and that degree of separation to me is far too big.
It just means you must construct additional pylons.
You know, it's I don't like nameless characters.
I mean,
like that.
When you start getting to the kingdom level, it's hard to not
building. Yeah,
it's hard to not do that. I mean, even in Shield Hero, there are a lot of faceless, nameless background characters that you see once and then never again.
Right, but there's nothing wrong with introducing a character. This is the smith. This is the shit, not the architect. The guy that builds houses. Sorry,
sure. Yeah, they should at least have some.
And then you never see them again. Yeah. So again, in Farming Life for Another World, in Another World, there's some dwarves that move in, and you see them like twice because they are doing the alcohol.
Just there, they're just there for the alcohol.
They're there like half the season, but they are there just doing the alcohol. They're basically keeping to themselves, and they occasionally pop up, but it's like we know who they are, and we don't need to waste time on them. Right?
No.
Right, because they've already been introduced.
The only time you actually talk about them at all is when the dark slime gets into their stores and starts drinking their alcohol, that kind of thing.
Well, not just that, but at the very end of the series as well. But
still, so to tie this back in, this is a thing of rather than taming so much, it's world building. It's civilization building.
Taming the
but
world.
It's still a better example than we see with Reincarnated as a Slime. Because Reincarnated as a Slime just does not take the time to actually really build and really do things. He's more like somebody who's got an automated version of the game where he's okay, so we want to achieve this technology tier, so we need to have achieved A, B, C, and D.
It's more focused on power building and world building.
I will show you having built A, B, C, and D, and therefore we are now at an age where we have roadhouses and streets and a tavern and things. And this is who I put in charge of the tavern when we built it. You know, so
which is the same problem you have with that other show, not Slime. The other one that skips world building stuff.
Dr. Stone?
That's the one, yes. Yeah, so it's basically that same problem.
I mean, to be fair with Dr. Stone, it wasn't skipping world building stuff, it was skipping science, right?
Well, yeah.
You know,
but similar.
It's like so,
in this case, instead of seeing the city already built, you're seeing the results of their science without the steps to get there.
Yeah, like, I mean, I can't speak to who watches him, but Veritasium, right? Veritasium's a great channel, right? But just really imagine, he starts the beginning of his video and then skips right to the end. He cuts out 3/4 of it. Like, no, I'm here for the science. I'm here for the cool shit. I'm here for you getting into a giant sphere filled with concrete to just go like, no, this is dangerous. This is really, I'm overheating in here. Get me out, right?
Mm-hmm. I watched I'm here stand-up maths video like that recently where they were talking about a shape that always orients itself. Like, you can set it down in any position, and it will automatically orient itself because of the way the faces and the edges are designed. And before he showed us how that one worked, he showed us how a different one worked, because it was important to get the like, that one didn't work the same way, process. But it gave you exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember this one. It was a four-sided,
it's like a tetrahedron,
3D shape. Yeah. That would then self-write to the same side every time.
The same face.
By having it be, overbalanced in all the same ways apart from on one face. And it was thought to be not very possible, and until somebody made it out of just wire.
Yeah.
But they had never actually succeeded in making it in a 3D printing as a solid object, because
I forgot about the wire bits.
Solid objects more favor those ones with curved surfaces. It's like a cube that's been rounded off, and so it will always weeble round until it's got the same side.
But this one had sharp
up.
edges and corners, which is the difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, all that is just to say the journey is more fun than the destination, I think is what we're saying in that regard. Which has nothing to do with taming, really.
No, but to tie that back to taming, well, that's why Pokemon got... Pokemon's the other extreme, where they focused so hard on the journey they never got to the goal for 24 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do agree with that.
People found it constantly annoying that he had to reset himself.
I mean, again, this is why I love the... Digimon follows... maybe we should rename it the Digimon principle, but I keep calling it the JoJo philosophy or whatever, where every JoJo
the world
is a
technically
reset
connected,
to zero.
but it's a soft reset, yeah.
Yeah. And, every Digimon is a soft
new
reset.
Digidestined.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'd love to hear from the community. Do you prefer sticking it out with one character, or would you rather give another character a shot? Let your first character get to the end, and then let's have a second character take a shot. Give Gohan a chance, effectively.
This could be taken multiple ways. Depends on what story you're telling. For example, I always liked having my Commander Shepard from the 3 Mass Effect games going through all 3.
Yeah.
The fact that his experiences carried over into each game and could give you different advantages, different storytelling outcomes based on having played the previous games. And so a 3 series where you're telling the same story and you're building on the characters each time, then yes, let's have that. But if you have to reset the character multiple times to tell the next series, I'd rather that be a new character.
So I think the informative thing here is with Mass Effect, with trying to think of an anime that does something similar. Potentially Fairy Tail, potentially One Piece.
Let's say something like Dan, because Dan series it's distinctly 2 different series, as it were, but it leads on from itself, and the characters expand their power sets going through.
But yeah, so with Mass Effect, it is one narrative experience for one set of characters. That's what it was designed to be. But so many shows out there, they're not realistically designed from the get-go to be this one narrative.
Again, Digimon tells a story and then stops. But the whole goal of Pokemon is to never stop, is to always go.
Yeah. So I get tired and frustrated now of stories that don't have an end. And it's
a lot of TV used to be that way, but at least in the West, it's really a lot of it when the stuff that's not reality show driven, the stuff that's more narratively driven, has been working more towards at least self-contained seasons. A lot of them don't. They still do want to keep doing season after season after season, but they at least try to keep that season's story self-contained. I much prefer ones that clearly have a goal and they want to cover a certain number of seasons and then stop. I think that's the much better way to do it.
Yeah, I
would love for more anime to do that too. I swear they used to.
I think they used to as well. I think that there are some. I always argue that Shield Hero should have stopped on season 1.
Oh god, yeah.
Shield Hero season 1 was
maybe if the other seasons were handled better, but
it could be as simple as that, maybe, or it could have just fallen off. Oh crap. One of the ones I really like, High School Double D. I will always defend High School Double D, even though it is fan service dialed to 11, right?
Oh, yes.
the narrative is still so damn interesting. The idea of having, the Welsh Dragon Emperor and the English Dragon Emperor at odds with each other, and it's just like it's crazy. But the studio decided, right, we've done 3 seasons, we're not doing any more, because they didn't like the direction the narrative was going in, and like the 4th season was a tournament arc, and it was just like, oh, do we really need a tournament arc? Do we?
No.
Do we?
No.
I think the tournament arc was only the last half of the season, but still, do we really need a tournament arc? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But again, it's like, so some Shield Hero could have just fallen off in terms of a narrative. We don't know. Season 2 could have been a true to life representation of the upcoming stuff that happens in the light novels. Personally, I don't think so, right? Given what we got with season 1, I don't think so. Unless the original director put in so much effort to fill in the blanks, right? I do not think what we got for season 2 was anywhere close to what was.
I want to bring this back to companions and taming, and I want to ask, okay, now we know that there's that our main Pikachu in Pokemon tends to have kind of a very special personality. But it's not the only Pikachu. Just like none of his other ones. Like, there are God knows how many Geodudes out there, right? Does that make it less interesting and less special than a show where the companions are actual one of a kind characters that are irreplaceable?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because even when you think about Pokemon does have the other ones. Ash actually lost the original Pokemon League to another Pikachu trainer.
Yeah.
Who had attitude and had his own personality. And they met him before. You look at Digimon. There are other Digimon out there. There's other Agumons and other Guillemons out there.
Oh, are there?
Yes, they exist for other people, which is why I have to think that it appeals to a different audience. Hey, let's bring me back up because Raina's gone. It appeals to a different audience each way. So having unique characters and having unique beasts to train, I think appeals to people more our age, right? Because you have that aspect of these characters.
We care more about depth.
And then able to be. Yeah, you care about them. You can lose them. There is real risk to having them. But at the same time, there's real benefits because nobody else will have this one. Nobody else will know this one or this personality. And you can use these unique things for that aspect. But the younger audience might appreciate more that there are other Pikachus because they won't get Ash's Pikachu, but they can have one for themselves that then suits their personality. And they can self-insert far more that way.
On a related note, also consider Nuzlocke for Pokemon games, where people actively put restrictions on themselves that they can only catch one monster of a type on a road, right? So it is very closer to form with the likes of we were literally just talking about it, the show, the Pokemon show. So people, you can't just capture every, I made the joke earlier where I literally filled a PC box with nothing but Caterpies. I'm pretty sure I did something similar to that at one point. I just had a metric, and it was mostly to do Pokemon trading, right?
Yes.
But there are people out there that like do take it seriously. The whole, oh yeah, I can only have 6. I can't collect any more than that. I can only get one Pokemon from each route, and it has to be the first one that you encounter and things. They do try to make this artificial relationship between because like look at so for everyone's benefit, we did a long time ago, we did a charity stream, me, Nasuth, and Joey Zero of Pokemon, and someone paid to name the Arceus that I caught Fenton. Right?
Oh God, yeah. And then somebody paid to kill him. And then somebody else paid to resurrect him. And
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but the whole point.
We were so attached to Fenton.
That whole interaction.
Yes, we were so attached to Fenton. Right? It took me so long to catch Fenton. Right? But like, again, like. That Pokemon isn't Arceus, it's Fenton, right?
Yeah.
That's who it is to me, right? And it was a great time, it was a great experience and things like this. But
it's funny that people do that, because if you remember the show, Ash literally caught 30 fucking Tauros from the Safari Zone, and goes back home to Pallet Town to take care of all 30 of them. One of the comedy bits that he does is he goes back there and tries to hug them while they're stampeding around the field, and keeps getting knocked flying by them. He goes like, "Oh my God, you guys are still here! You're okay!" He gives them a hug, and then like knocked flying because they're just careening on past him at full speed. Wow. So Ash actually has 30 Tauros.
There's also that scene where there's like a bunch of Pikachus on a treadmill powering some stuff. I don't remember. I don't know what's going on there. All I know is that scene.
Static electricity.
Yeah.
I think the really important thing here is, like, if we want to go into conclusion time at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
unless you want to talk about weakest Tamer for some reason.
I think we kind of covered that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, weakest Tamer is basically the same as Campfire cooking in that regard. I mean, the show itself is slightly different, but to me, the really important thing is either you're building a community or you're building a team, right? And your main protagonist's abilities should not be influenced by your team's abilities. No. Like your sorry, I just realized you made a joke. But yeah, so your team's abilities should not influence your leader's abilities, right?
Yes.
And if you're doing a community-based thing, don't take horrible shortcuts. Like, stick with the community or stick with the team. Like, don't do both, right? Don't go from one to the other, because that's the biggest failing, I think, of, well, that and the meetings and gazebos of Slime.
Yeah, we literally have a trope for that. No, the
narrative-based taming, not taming to sell video games.
But at the same time, taming to sell video games does work as long as it's you have the ability to put yourself in the protagonist role. And there is enough flexibility in that system to be a tactician and actually use that.
I think Thaylien's on has a valid point here, because like I feel that the shows that actually are there to sell video games have actually done a much better job than the ones that haven't.
Okay, I want to make it clear. Yes, Digimon is there to sell video games, but it is very narratively driven. As opposed to Pokemon, which doesn't seem to be very narratively driven at all. It's just weekly shenanigans with Team Rocket,
Yes, but then you've got shows like Black Summoner and Beast Tamers that are not there to sell a video game. They're there to sell the light novel series.
Sure.
Yeah. And
but even then, I'd say narratively driven ones are better than ones that are just there to sell product.
Yes,
well,
yeah.
Power Fantasy is the one that's really killing it. Black Summoner, that time I got reincarnated as Slime, where they're scaling these powers based far too much on the individual and not enough on the world building or on the site on the characters they're actually bringing in.
Yeah,
I think you've actually got I think you got a very, very, very valid point there. Right. Moving on to the. I think that's a good enough conclusion. You know,
as always, it's fine if it's done right.
Tell us how badly we meandered off into the weeds in the comments below.
Lol.
Oh yeah.
Right. Moving on to the supporter questions. First of all, Zrugal says, nothing. I have no supporter questions this week. Sorry, folks. No memes or comments either. So now it's time to bottoms up. No. Zrugal also asks, what's the dumbest anime you thought was cool as a kid? Dumbest anime.
Gundam Wing.
Kid.
Yeah, Gundam Wing.
As a
Gundam
kid.
Either Gundam Wing or Samurai Troopers. I'd probably Gundam Wing, because Samurai Troopers was actually interesting and unique, sorta.
Samurai piece of cats.
That doesn't count. That one is fun.
It is
and
fun,
cool.
but at the same time, it's very dumb.
But it's cool
I don't
too.
know. I can't. I think a large part of the problem is I didn't get into anime properly until I was already 18, because there just wasn't any over here.
Metabots.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
Evangelion. So no, fuck you. No, but again, I was an adult there.
I
But
thought it was cool.
Metabots is cool. Shut up, Nasuth.
Oh, yeah,
wrong.
Metabots is cool. Yeah, I agree. Metabots is cool.
I even started rewatching that, and it was brilliant. Anyway, Ghost of Loz asks, since there's no supporter questions this week, I will use this opportunity to portray you, Xeno.
Berate you.
Berate you. Shorts. Anime shorts. News shorts. You should make shorts or suffer my wrath. Ha 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 ha. Right, okay, dude, I lose so much time. Do you want the secret project? Do you want me to do the secret project? Because if I don't do the secret project, I'm doing shorts, right? So you gotta pick a lane here. Shorts or secret project?
Secret project.
Yeah.
Whoever that brilliant commenter was, thank you.
Right, Grand Purveyor of the Xeno Hunt. Best worst comes with sauerkraut or not? Not.
9, mid-synth.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of sauerkraut, if I'm honest.
No.
I like cabbage. I like cooked cabbage even, but I'm not a fan of sauerkraut.
It's just, yeah.
Wurst, mid-synth.
Gaslighting anime dude. Since there are no supporter questions this week, previous questions notwithstanding, I will use this opportunity to party with you, Xenogelion. Shots. Anime shots, news shots. You should do shots and suffer the wrath of hangovers. Haha. I don't drink alcohol. I
have possibles.
Maybe you should start.
I kind of wanted to slip into bread. Sorry. No. Anyway,
I have nothing to throw at you, unfortunately.
It's fine. Right, so moving on to the comments from the cast. Moving on to the comments from last week. First of all, the news. Zrugal says, news! That awful AI dub finally hit the fan, as it were.
Hit the
good.
fans.
It's singular here. Good. I hope they, never do it again. Though actually, one of the worst things about it was the fact that they attributed the dub to Sentai Filmworks.
Yeah.
Without, they didn't change the credits, even though they dubbed over it with the AI.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was so much litigation potential.
Yeah. Well, Kodakawa and Sentai Filmworks. I wouldn't be surprised if they're suing Amazon over this. Kojima did some voice acting work. Okay, that's odd. And oddly wholesome. Lol. Thank you for the spider warning. I scrolled down so I could write this.
You're welcome.
Yep. Reina is so hecka adorable.
She is.
Cool, thanks for the news, guys.
I appreciate the compliments to my cat. She is adorable.
Then the comments from the cast. Zrugal says, Kanpai. What's tone armor? We'll get to it. When Xeno asks what the water sound is, I can't hear Raina's water fountain, but I'd watch the video if Thaylien posted it.
Okay, I shall then.
Right. About the sheaths versus scabbard, Xeno was right. Again.
So it's such a rare opportunity. We have to mark it.
He's losing the always wrong status 3 times, and he will not be always wrong.
Yep. Talking about bleach plot armor versus tone armor. Actually, I see Thaylien's point. If it were just Ichigo and a few main characters, it would be plot armor because they're crucial to the plot. But if all the characters, then it's tone armor. It's the theme of the show that's named Characters Don't Die, and that may seem silly, but I'd excuse it with one word: merchandise. Here's a question for you, though. Do any of the villains stay alive?
Yes, sometimes ridiculously so.
Yeah, we're not talking about him. Right.
No. They literally brought in the angry cat boy specifically. Well, I say cat boy. He's a panther, so that
I have no idea what you're talking
later on.
Anyway, about our supporter question about company naming, lol. I didn't think that first question would be so thought-provoking. Sorry. Oh, God.
It
Sneezing.
was, bless you. It's thoroughly thought-provoking. We did, in fact, spend a bit of time on that.
Yeah.
Memes were great. I think I'll have to share a few. GG. Yeah, Nasuth stole my
I did. I said
Tanya one. Yeah, he stole my Tanya one.
Well, you weren't gonna.
He says I wasn't gonna. Right.
You weren't gonna.
Rickus says in the meme section, Nasuth calls out Xeno. Next meme description describes the interaction.
It's explained in the next bit. It's explained in the next bit.
Yeah. Editor's note to
explain. Meme. This is why people have no sense of humor.
With no sense of humor.
With no sense of humor, have a heightened sense of self-importance. Nasuth. Xeno. Thaylien laughs at the roast and calls it mean. Next meme. When you get roasted by the weakest dude in the squad.
To which I have to compliment you, Ricky, on the roast of Nasuth there.
Yeah.
Right.
We all know that Xeno's the weakest dude in the squad.
Anyway, so moving on from the comments over to the memes, the most important part of the show. The whole reason anyone is actually here.
It's true.
Right.
Just memes times. So most of them come from Reddit. We backed them up on our website, so you can share them with your friends easily because they tend to disappear from Reddit. You can submit your memes on the Discord if you're not already, because we take up to 6 of those and look at them fresh on this recording. So we got 5 this week. Yeah, wait.
I'm shocked you're the one that actually has the most video memes.
I know, I've got 5 video memes. It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, I've only got 1, so...
Right, so we got 5 viewer memes. Let's do it.
Cashier, your kid will be so happy with this. 30-year-old me.
All the Pokemon cards.
Well, there's the ZA game and plush.
And a Totodile plush.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we could just name that one.
Exercising baby. Yes, no.
Brilliant.
Alarm clock about to go off. Me still watching anime instead of sleeping.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I'm too old for that now.
Lol. Dad is typing. Dad is typing. Dad is typing. Dad.
Thumbs up.
Yep.
The amount of times I see that on Discord even is crazy. And the last viewer meme. Legendary old men. Oh, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got some weird stuff up too, but generally speaking, he's a pretty cool, chill, wholesome dude. Or was.
Yeah. Kind of miss him, because he was the guy that came up with the simple thing of the defeated power scalers. Who would win in a versus battle? Well, whose comic?
Whoever's story is it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
If it's Batman's story, Batman wins.
On to my memes. My first one is the only picture one. Keijo haters, Keijo fans, this anime is ass. But two different meanings. Two very different meanings of ass.
Oh, God, yeah.
If you don't know Keijo, consider yourself lucky. Right.
It's ass.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Why do you think boys go to the bathroom alone? Probably because they're doing something lewd in there. Boys.
Oh, credits.
All right. That's enough of that one.
Why is that Thompson Gazelle? Oh dear. Oh no.
Oh, God.
Ay, cabrón, no mames. Váyanse a la verga.
Oh, my God, it's brilliant.
This kid was cursed by his mother for breaking her heart. After living alone for years because he was cursed, one day he meets a girl and they become lovers. But when the girl dies because of a small accident, he lives alone again for many years. One day, he falls in love with the cashier he sees at the market and talks to her. But even when the girl tells him she cannot give birth,
this is my new favorite genre.
And they get married. Over time, he gains weight and they adopt many children and become a big, happy family. But when the woman finally gets tired of it, she reveals her true identity. She was actually his friend from university who dressed as a woman just to make him happy. Although the man gets angry at first, they later make peace and put the matter behind them.
This is my new favorite genre.
This isn't the full one. It actually starts with I think Killua from Hunter x Hunter.
Which we had last week.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. We did. I didn't realize they were connected.
But this is brilliant. Yeah, this is brilliant.
Number 5.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Why?
I don't know, but I love it. All right. And my last one.
Oh dear.
That's our. Oh, I didn't realize it was looping. No, let's move on.
Oh dear.
That's our copyright strike for the episode.
Yeah. Never give up on your dreams. Keep sleeping.
Good advice.
How can you do something so cruel? Because no one ever told me not to play with corpses, I guess. And no, she's got a point.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Next one's a video.
Oh my God.
The look on Goldship's face there.
Yep.
Breaking news. Fans are furious because Deku is confirmed to be straight.
What?
God.
Okay.
Oh, because there's so many
Bakugo,
fans.
right.
Yeah.
Oh God, I saw this one.
I brought protection.
I rejected this one. It's too sexy. It's too sexy.
Oh my god.
And the last one's a video meme too.
Attention all Dragon Ball fans. It's me, Gohan. Dad and I are in big trouble right now. Frieza's beating us in battle and my dad's running
Is this
out of
AI
power.
generated?
So, I need your help. We need to give my dad our energy. All you have to do
This
is
is
give
gonna
me
be
the
like
credit
send
card
1,000.
number, the 3 digits on the
Yeah.
back, and the month and year it
my
expires.
God.
Be quick, or else Frieza might just win this one.
Lol.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the proper use of AI. Alright, on to Xenos.
JoJo haters can't hate JoJo because hating JoJo is a JoJo reference.
Oh,
I hate you, JoJo.
Yep.
it's not wrong.
Peter, I've got you a Valentine's Day gift. What is it? A lawsuit.
I didn't understand this
You
one.
know about the whole...
No.
Peter came after Uma Musume, the game, because in reality, Silent Suzuka, after she broke or fractured her leg, was put down, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like making light of what happened in real life, even though Peter owns loads of horse track races.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just
puts
like
down horses.
Put down all sorts of
Is
animals.
one of the largest sources of put down animals in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. The hypocrisy is just like,
Right,
and the amount of good Uma Musume has done for charitable drives to keep horses alive and things like this.
I hope they really do file a lawsuit if they haven't already.
Oh no, I think Psy Games is looking into it or something.
Fucking A.
Yep. A rock.
Yes.
A rock with a wig. Bocce the Rock. Yep.
Oh, I've seen so many of these doing memes for Kanpai Cast.
Yep. Always two there are, no more, no less. A master and apprentice.
I'm gonna share this with some people after this.
A master and an apprentice.
Next one's a video.
Nobody
God.
said Okaiba. Do you hear me? I have never been f***ed. There's not a single time in my life where I've been f***ed by anybody. I am easily the least f***ed person on this entire planet. That one time beauty doesn't even count. I don't think anybody was even there to see it. So just to clarify, said Okaiba, never been f***ed. Ever. Oh god, Roland, please tell me I wasn't broadcasting that to the entire theme park. I'm afraid so, sir. Okay. Find a way to blame this on Wheeler. Yes, sir. I will let everybody know that you have been f***ed and Joey Wheeler was involved. Yeah, that's 6
Haribo was starting to sound a little
my
old.
last one.
Yeah, here we go.
Man,
Yep.
I love Free Ren.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. There was also the Frieren fan service one that I rejected.
I don't know what
Yes,
you're
there
talking
was. So this is a point where season 2 of Frieren tells us that Frieren is the equivalent of an elf 16-year-old.
Ah, yes.
about. What?
Because she's so young. She's only
Well,
1,000.
all of these things. So because they say MILF, but it's only thousands of years, and so people think but no.
Yeah, they call her Granny, but she's not. She's actually 16.
That's the twist.
in elf years.
That's the M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Anyway. Right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Kanpai Cast. Don't forget to leave comments in the section-y, commenty thingy below.
And stay tuned next week for a special Christmas episode.
Yeah,
yes.
we are releasing an episode on Christmas. Should we release it early?
Let's do
earlier in the
December
day,
24th.
so-
Let's make it Christmas.
No. Release it earlier on Christmas.
Oh,
so
maybe, yeah.
so people can
During the
wake up
day.
to it and things. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah. We'll do that, yeah.
Christmas gift for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find it. It won't be a gift for them though.
Time to pen bottoms up in Kanpai?
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's
shit
time for
that.
Kanpai.
Thank you all for watching and or listening, and now it's time to bottom up and Campfire.
Campfire.
Goodbye!